Vasishta continued, O Rama, I shall narrate to you another story which illustrates the path to enlightenment, which is free from obstacles. In the netherworld there was a mighty demon king known as Hiranyakashipu. He had wrested the sovereignty of the three worlds from Indra. The translators put Hari in brackets, wondering if it was from Hari, who's Lord Vishnu. He ruled the three worlds. He had many sons. Among them was the famous Prahlada, who shone like a brilliant diamond among jewels. Prahlada was an ancestor of the demon king Bali, whose story we've just been hearing. The demon king, who thus enjoyed the lordship of the three worlds, the blessing of a mighty army and good children, became proud and arrogant. So the three worlds are basically the whole universe. So this demon king seems to be, the demons seem to be in the ascendant here. But this is what happened. He became proud and arrogant. His aggressive ways and his rule of terror greatly worried the gods, who prayed to the creator Brahma to find a way out of their predicament. In answer to their prayer, the Lord Hari assumed the form of Narasimha and destroyed the demon king. Narasimha's body was enormous and powerful. He had sharp and dreadful teeth and nails. His earrings were like firebrands. His abdomen was mountainous. He had powerful arms which could shake the whole creation. His breath rocked mountains. The hairs on his body were like tongues of flames. His very limbs were terrible missiles. Unable to endure the fiery gaze of Narasimha, the demons fled in all directions. The inner apartments of the palace had been reduced to ashes. So Narasimha is one of the classic avatars or descents of the great god Vishnu. And if you're not familiar with this story, you might want to do a search on the internet for the image of Narasimha. They're quite striking images. He's basically a man lion. So in the last resort, the gods have to appeal to Vishnu, who's the preserver. He's a preserver of the universal order. And he comes down and sorts things out. Prahlada, whose life had been spared, performed the funeral rite of his fallen relations. He consoled the wounded ones. Stunned by the magnitude of the destruction, he and the others who remained alive stood immobile for a while. And there's quite a graphic description here of the aftermath of defeat in battle. And you can't help feeling that maybe this has been related by somebody with first-hand experience of such a situation. Prahlada mused, "Who is there to help us now? The very seeds of the demon families have been destroyed by Hari. Alas, our enemy has swiftly reached the peak of military victory. The gods who used to bow down humbly to the feet of my father have occupied our realm. My own relations have become lustreless, unemployed, without enthusiasm, destitute and miserable. The demons who were strong and powerful once are weak and timid now, like the gods. Indeed, mysterious is the destiny. A timid deer, when it is taken into a strange village, takes fright at the sound of a fallen leaf. Even so the demonesses, who have seen the valour of the enemy, panic at anything. The gods have taken back the wish-fulfilling tree." Traditionally this is what the gods and demons battle over, the wish-fulfilling tree. "Even as the demons delighted to look at the faces of the goddesses before, the gods delight to look at the demonesses now. The demi-goddesses and others who enjoyed life in the inner apartments of the demons have escaped and have gone away to the forests of the Mount Meru and live like birds of the forest. My own mothers, the queens, are the very images of grief. Alas, my father's fan serves Indra now. By the grace of Hari, we have been subjected to incomparable and inexpressible adversity, the very thought of which makes us miserable and desperate. Prahlada continued to muse. Even as the snow-clad peaks of the Himalayas are never subjected to the scorching heat of the sun, the gods who live in the shade of the protection of Vishnu are not subjected to oppression. Even as a little monkey seated on the branch of a tree annoys a powerful dog standing on the ground, these gods enjoying the security of the protection of Vishnu harass the demons. So Prahlada is about to be converted to worship of Vishnu. It is Vishnu that protects the whole universe and upholds it. Even if Vishnu abandons the use of weapons, no one can face him. Narasimha did not use conventional weapons. He alone is the refuge of all beings in this world. Therefore, by all means, one should take refuge in him. There is no other way. No one is superior to him, and he alone is the cause of the creation, preservation, and dissolution of the universe. From this very moment, I shall also be devoted to Vishnu, and live as if filled with his presence. The holy mantra, Namo Narayanaya, dedicated to him, is capable of bestowing every blessing on the devotee. May it never leave my heart. So it's quite a sensible step to take. This is the supreme deity, so why not take refuge in Vishnu, the supreme deity? And we've got quite an important passage coming up which shows how this deity should be worshipped. And it's probably quite unusual to the Western mind, because this worship is about being so close to the deity that you actually identify with it. However, one who is not Vishnu does not derive any benefit by worshipping Vishnu. One should worship Vishnu by being Vishnu, hence I am Vishnu. He who is known as Prahlada is none other than Vishnu. There is no duality. Vishnu's vehicle Garuda now bears me. Garuda is the great eagle. His insignia adorn my limbs. Lakshmi, his consort, is standing next to me. All the divine splendour of Vishnu has become mine. This kind of practice normally takes the form of a very elaborate and intense visualization. The conch, the discus, the mace and sword, which are the symbols that are invariably associated with Vishnu, are with me now. The lotus that bears in it the creator Brahma springs from my navel. The entire universe, which repeatedly appears and disappears, is in my abdomen. Brahma actually is created from Vishnu. We've been hearing a lot about Brahma in the Yoga Vasishta, but apparently Brahma actually appears seated on a lotus which springs from the navel of Vishnu. My colour is now the colour of Vishnu, which is blue. I am dressed in the yellow garment of Vishnu. I am Vishnu. Who can be my enemy and who can challenge me now? Since I am Vishnu, he who is hostile to me has surely reached the end of his lifespan. These demons who stand in front of me find it difficult or impossible to endure the dazzling brilliance that radiates from me. And those gods are really singing my own praise as I am Vishnu. I have transcended all sense of duality, and therefore I have myself become Vishnu. He in whose abdomen ever abides the three worlds, he who subdues all evil forces in the universe, and he who dispels the anxieties and fears of all, he am I, and I salute him.